So the only purpose of an enlightened being, their purpose for existing, is to bring the moment, bring humanity to a higher potential. So I guess this video is my perspective on how an enlightened being, how someone who's very highly evolved operates, and how they see the world. A person who has a lot of awareness, very evolved, they're very aware of perspectives. They're aware of the filters that are filtering their perspective. And if you've reached that point of what you'd call enlightenment, the filters have melted. So you're seeing life as it is. So you're seeing another person, and you're seeing them as they are. So you're seeing essentially your level of seeing and clairvoyance and awareness is so high that you're actually seeing the filters through which they see the world. So when you speak to them, and this is all happening seamlessly, when you speak to them, you're already aware of how your words are going to hit their filter. So you're going to speak in such a way that you'll kind of dodge the filter so it can actually get in. And so as you evolve, you kind of start to unlock what in the yogic tradition was called siddhis. It's called siddhis, or the siddhas. It's essentially people's natural, you're unlocking powers. So what are powers? Well, there's degrees of them. But as your heart opens more, and as you begin to become more empathetic, you'll develop, and some will come instantly, and some will come over practice and years of work. But you'll develop siddhas, in which you can, like I was saying, that clairvoyance, and where you can see the moment as it is. That is a quality of, that is a gift of many years of spiritual practice. The powers that people develop are unbelievable, really. I mean, and they'll be different for everybody. Like, some people can talk to animals. They can kind of interpret or even hear, and like how it filters through your system will be different. Maybe you'll be very empathic and you'll sense what the animals or people are feeling. Maybe you'll have a lot of third eye energy, the sixth chakra, and you'll be able to actually maybe hear other beings, or your guides. You'll actually be able to hear these things. And then maybe your crown chakra's open, and you'll be able to just know things very intuitively, very instantly, get downloads very instantly. So these are the fruits of a spiritual practice. And for some people they come easy, but they still need to be developed and practiced. And actually in my book, Leaning into Life, I talk about the foundations of what is a spiritual practice, how you do it, and how you begin to develop your intuitive abilities. So it's very unique in that sense, in that it has the very traditional mindfulness and meditative approach to your spiritual practice, and it adds a component of interpersonal communication practices, which are actually the practices, one of the main practices that you will develop your intuitive abilities. Just by being present with people and being present with yourself, these things, as you just focus more on what's really here, it opens. It's been here all along, but we just haven't been paying attention, so it suddenly opens. And of course, you want to use these gifts. At a certain level, if your heart is not opened, these gifts will not develop. They will not get bigger. So as your heart actually opens, these gifts get bigger. And the more energy runs through you. So it's kind of like the universe's way to keep things in check, in a sense. Like, people who are very highly advanced, they have a lot of light. They have a lot of energy moving through them. They're essentially like high-powered reactors. They're like suns. Like an enlightened being is like a sun. They literally, they have so much energy. I mean, they still maintain the physical form, so they do need a little bit of sleep. But they're so unidentified with the physical that they're not wasting energy like most people are. So they only need, like I know of a few enlightened beings, and they've said they sleep very little. They sleep, 3 hours a night, something like that. They don't need very much sleep. And the goal is not to become attached to the outcomes of how your abilities will develop, because that will actually block them. So it's to kind of become just more in the flow. And just life will naturally do this for you. Like the circumstances that need to be brought to you will come to you. So you can, oh wow, I'm repressing this emotion. Or oh wow, I'm afraid to do this. And it's like life will be one amazing, beautiful, synchronistic flow if we didn't have these blocks. So naturally, in life, blocks are going to come up. And not only are they going to come up, but we're going to attract them to us vibrationally, so we can see these things within ourselves and integrate them. And not only will we attract them, but these blocks will be part of the filters we have on reality. So we will actually see life with these blocks. And parts of our life will not flow, whether it is our careers and manifestation potential, whether it is our sexuality and ability to be romantic and playful and creative. Maybe parts of our lives to be able to be in connection and empathize with others, or make commitments. Or on the other side, on the flip side of commitments, could be the ability to let go and trust and be more free and in the flow. So it's like the ways our ego holds on to the way we were conditioned, and then, or the way our culture conditioned us and the way we were brought up, it'll create patterns which we are unaware of. They're called shadows. We'll need to become aware of these things. But life will show us these things to integrate. And once we integrate, we are able to sustain a high level of joy. It really just existential, it's peace. It's like eternal peace. It resides within us. It's just pure awareness. It's untouched by any form. That's true unattachment. It doesn't matter what, little spider. It doesn't matter what is happening in our external circumstances, because whether it's happiness and joy, or whether it's fear and sadness, it won't matter. See, people think that the enlightened being needs to be always happy or something. No, they've grounded themselves in the ground of being, which is eternal, everlasting peace. So they can be happy and joyful. They can be sad and fearful. It doesn't matter. These are just arisings, just as thoughts are arisings, just as the physical body is an arising. Even more subtle arisings are energetic arisings. It doesn't matter, because you're grounded in being. And being is who you truly are. This is the teaching of yoga. You are consciousness. So we need to let go of the attachments, and this takes years of dedicated practice, maybe even lifetimes of dedicated practice. Especially in the New Age movement, we want it now. We think, oh, if we think it, it'll be real. But we're actually just thinking it because we don't want something. We don't want this part of life, so we're thinking we want this. And it's like, no. When you integrate, you push nothing away, because it's all you. If you actually push any part of your experience away, any emotional experience, any interpersonal experience, you're actually like pushing away by saying, I'm resisting it. not wanting it to be, you're actually pushing a part of yourself away because it's all you. So you need, at some point, you just become totally accepting of all of it. Not egoically acceptive. Like, I want this. I'm okay with it. Like, then telling yourself you're okay with it. That is a layer of the ego, which is good to begin at that level when you begin to, that level of self-love where you can, you realize you're resisting it and you kind of allow yourself to surrender to it. This is pivotal. But at some level, at a deeper level, further level, it's just what it is. Fine. Good today. Today we have a great day, or things go horrible and tires go flat and it's irrelevant. Oh, I missed the workshop. It's like, it's irrelevant. You're just being. Even if the disappointment arises, you're still being. It's just an arising. So, and it's very different from bypassing. It's a very subtle. A person who is a little bit numbed out and disconnected looks very much like a person who's very highly evolved. But there's a very big difference, because the person who's highly evolved is actually very present. The person who's disconnected is not present. It's like Shiva, in yoga it's called Shiva meets Shakti. The energy of, the awareness of Shiva, so awareness penetrates energy, which are the forms. And I believe at a higher level, they're actually not two. So the energy is actually just awareness as well. But that's something to realize and not intellectualize. So it's almost not even worth talking about, because it'll just create a concept of what it is. But you have to realize it in your experience. Thank you for watching these videos. My name is Matthew Rosenberg. Check out my website, cafeholistic.com, for more videos. And my ebook, which will soon be a hard copy, but my ebook, Leaning into Life, Complete Guide to Spiritual Awakening and Practice. So thank you so much.